Better pallet.
Yeah.
The bottom row of one of the pallets was completely crushed.
I didn't know about that.
No, you didn't know about that?
No, I'm kidding. I didn't know about that.
The pallet came pretty damaged, and we're pretty sure that the backside of these books were gonna have some loss on them. So we're gonna have to get to work transferring these to another pallet, checking the boxes, checking the books, and yeah, well, it's part of it, I guess.
You know, if our overrun includes an overrun of 100 books or something, that usually absorbs any damages that happened in freight. I'm not sure exactly on this one how it's all going to peter out, but we definitely lost like a solid box of those books.
This is kind of the reality of making products and actually having things manufactured in bulk and shipping things across the ocean. You never know what might happen.
Oh dear. I actually don't live in Waco. I don't work at the warehouse. I come down once a week. Sometimes no times a week. Really what I'm working on right now is Hametsu, Lunar Solo, This Is Not a Test, Don't Look Back, 1698, a super secret project which is hopefully going to be announced soon. Siren's Watch. Yeah, I'm sure I'm forgetting some.
I can't even begin to say that I put in as much time as Ben does, because I don't. That guy is a machine.
Not all of my work is just drawing pretty pictures and sculpting miniatures. There's a lot of times that Connor and I have to actually solve business problems, you know.
Ben and I started it, and originally I was kind of the day-to-day running the machines, fixing them. At this point, I've grown well beyond that role and kind of manage the day-to-day of the business.
Projects like this really push us, and I think that's a healthy thing. I think that's a good thing. I think humans in general need that push a lot.
Uh-oh. Not sure. If someone can invent some more time in the day, so we could go from 24 hours maybe to like 34 hours, that would be great. I would love that.
You need to eliminate sleep.
I already tried that, but it doesn't really work after a while. I'm very, very privileged. I work from home. I work on a business that I co-own. So I'm not really accountable to anyone but myself. And I can work as much or as little as I want.
Even just yesterday on my way home from work, I was like, I gotta go home and I gotta write these scenarios. But I got home, I got them done, and I think that helps with helping your creative muscles stay fit.
So Connor and I feel pretty confident when we do have our hands full. If my plate is full with work, that means that there's work on the shop floor. That means that there's sales flowing through the company, there's work on the shop floor for people to do, there's minis to pack, there's books coming in.
If you have inspiration and incentive combined with a deadline or some kind of mounting pressure, yeah, I think that's a good combination for me to get my best work, I think.
Gives you drive.
Yeah, for sure.
When Ben started sculpting, however many years ago that was, he started using ZBrush, and I was like, hey, give me a tutorial in ZBrush. I would like to know how to sculpt this way as well.
I think is interesting, and it's a struggle in a sense. Connor doesn't have a background in art or anything in the way that I do.
ZBrush does have kind of like an intimidating user interface. I joke that it was an art program created by a computer programmer. It just like intuitively did not make sense to me.
I've been trying to teach him a lot of the like random tricks that I've learned from making miniatures up until now.
Daniel, his wife actually, had the Samsung Z Fold and was sculpting on it in a program that looked kind of like ZBrush, but not really. And I was like, hey, what was that Android program that your wife was sculpting with? And he said, oh, it's Nomad Sculpt. During this time where I was kind of doing this, Doug was talking about Hametsu and these kappa and things. And I was like, you know what? I wonder what my take on a kappa would be.
For the first sculpt he's ever done, I'm like blown away. I'm like, dude, this is really, really good.
First pass, there was definitely some huge issues. I reined those in mostly like his hands were way too big, but I also sculpted the hand from a blob sphere, which I was very proud of.
I've been trying to teach him a lot of the like random tricks that I've learned from making miniatures up until now.
Printed out a couple of those, and I have some of those here.
And I've been really trying to encourage him to keep going with it because I think making minis is really fun.
Like it's okay if it's an art form. If you don't get it right off the bat, it's okay. Just refine it, shape it, try again. Refine it, shape it, try again.
The beginning of it is really hard because you're trying to get started, you're trying to get all your ducks in a row, and this is the fun part, where all of those pieces kind of begin to form a thing that you can see and you go, wow, this actually is kind of cool.
If people are deciding to shop with us versus shopping with a much bigger company or spending their hobby dollars somewhere else, like, you know, we really want to give them a reason to do that by having cool and compelling products.
Turned on the original Deadpool in preparation for the new Deadpool, and then realized that like an hour and a half in, I hadn't been paying attention to the movie at all because I pulled over my tablet and was just messing with that sculpt.
Next week, we get to really tear it apart and figure out all the stuff that doesn't work and all the things that need to change and all of the kind of crazy stuff that happens after that. So this is like that really, really awesome calm before the storm.